Welcome to Bloom 2018. It's a kaleidoscope of colour here this morning, and I want to show you my top gardens from Bloom 2018. Come and join me. Well, I'm here with Kieran Dunn on the Crumlin Children's Hospital Garden. Kieran, what a transformation. It's absolutely beautiful. The plants really have added a lift to the garden, haven't they?
Yes, delighted to have you back at the opening of Bloom. The sunshine and the watering, the attention to detail, all bring this to Bloom, what is a showstopper of a garden. I suppose the big thing for the garden is that there is a lot of trees in the garden. There's 100 metres of grass in the garden, so people relate to it. And it's all pulled together like a good cake.
Kieran, I really love the covered structure that you've built with the living roof with double daisies, one of my favourite garden plants.
Yeah, I suppose you have to always consider that this is a show garden, it's show business. You're playing to your audience. They need to be wowed by what's on offer, what they're looking at. And I suppose the undulating slopes and the fact that the garden is down in a quiet space, that people, whether you're 5-year-old or whether you're a 55-year-old, they're on their toes, they're looking in with interest, and they wrap around the garden and have a look at the roof and they just say, yeah, it appeals to me, and that's so important.
Yeah, and I think it's a garden that has everything. It's got that quiet space in the shade to dwell and sit. It's also got some beautiful planting and a relatively easy to maintain garden as well.
Well, absolutely. I mean, there's no maintenance on the Donegal quartz. Little bit of grass, and again, the trees are, I suppose they're year round. So we have liquid amber here in the corner, and the most spectacular autumn colour. One of my favourite trees in my own garden.
And so easy to grow here in Ireland.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
Well, look, I'm absolutely delighted with the garden. I think you've really excelled yourself this year. It's a credit to you and the team, and I'm really enjoying it. Well, I'm joined with Alan Rudden, designer of a garden called Life is Rose. I have to say the garden turned out beautifully, Alan.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Paraic. A lot of work has gone on in the last week. You can imagine there was a big team in here kind of pulling it all together, and did a fantastic job. Really happy with the end result.
And the planting in particular is Mediterranean style planting, isn't it?
Yeah, we chose, there's two main types of planting here. We have a very arid style around the Seaton area, and that flows into more of a Mediterranean flowing style of planting. We wanted to kind of give that feel that you're maybe in Chile or abroad, but we still wanted to use plants that like the general public can still relate to.
And you've used some lovely roses and lavenders and salvias, some plants that will grow in anybody's garden here.
Exactly, yeah. We just kind of went with a very natural planting scheme, and we just wanted to kind of dot very subtle colours. So we have a lovely white rose dotted through, and salvia, and a few herbs going through as well, to kind of just give a kind of a very gentle feel. But again, people can relate to it.
I love the colour, the oxide yellow colour that you have on the walls.
And that particular yellow was one of the first elements I had in mind designing this garden, because it's a colour I seen in a place called Valparaiso in Chile. And there's a lot of houses painted that particular colour yellow, so I said that's the colour that has to be used here. I've never seen it here before, and I thought it'd be really unique.
And this area that we're sitting on again is very clean lines, a little bit of water, it's very tranquil, very peaceful.
The idea of the water is, it's not a huge pool this year. We have a small trough in one end that drops into a water rail that kind of cuts through the garden. That kind of represents storm drains you'd see in Chile when they've heavy rains. And we just wanted to do a contemporary spin on that.
Well, Alan, I have to compliment you on the garden. The transformation within a couple of days from when we visited recently is absolutely spectacular. I love the planting, I love the water, I love this restful area. It's beautiful.
Sitting in the morning sun.
Well, I'm here with Andrew Christopher Dunn on the Sustainable Seafood Garden. What a transformation over a couple of days, Andrew. It's a credit to you.
Great.
You must be proud of it.
Do you like it?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
Good.
Andrew, you started the garden on the 3rd of May. Describe what you had at that stage.
Well, you know, the funny thing is we actually had started our build on site. We just had a greenfield site, nothing here, no electricity, no water. and now we've ended up with a boat and a garden and a kitchen in the boat, so
And
lots of things.
Absolutely magical, and it's actually a working kitchen, isn't it?
It's a fully working kitchen, yes. We have an induction hob, we have a nice wine cooler, a sink, lots of storage, and we hope to have some of the best chefs in Ireland cooking some of this amazing seafood bounty that Ireland is sustainably producing.
And talk to me a little bit about the planting. You've used quite a lot of seaside plants, I suppose.
We have, yeah. I suppose I wanted to kind of encapsulate a little bit of Ireland. I think anybody who's spent any time in the coastal regions of Ireland will, no matter which coast that is, will recognise something. So we have everything from the birch trees that you see in the background. They'd be very similar to you'd see in Donegal, where the mountains roll down to the sea, and then we can have woodland planting inside that with lovely ferns and foxgloves and things like that.
Well, Andrew, it's been an absolute pleasure visiting your garden. I think it's one of the top gardens here at Bloom this year.
Oh, well, thanks. I'm glad you like it, and I hope you'll come back and have a bit of this lovely, sustainably produced seafood.
Thanks a million.
Listen, 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. Now
Well, that's it from Bloom 2018. I hope you've enjoyed my top gardens here at Bloom. Remember, the festival runs from today right through until Bank Holiday, Monday the 4th of June. For more information, log on to bloominthepark.ie.